What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Now I will admit I have been super inconsistent, but this time I am here to stick around for a long time. At least I truly hope so. And that is because I have started my own community, State of North Carolina Roleplay, or State of NC Roleplay. Now ever since I began playing FiveM, which was probably about 3 or 4 years ago, I dreamed of having my own North Carolina based server, simply because that's where I'm born and raised. For the longest, trying to bring this dream to reality was super difficult because there was not a lot of developers back then who could truly break away from the, I guess, Los Angeles or Los Santos type lore, and it just got, it became very difficult. But as the years have gone on, more popular states like Florida, Georgia, and various others became more of a thing that developers were making, but still there was never really any North Carolina type assets out there, which sucked. But my development team that I have with me now are super creative, very talented, and I truly could not thank them enough for bringing this idea that I had in my head for the state that I love so very dearly to life. They legitimately brought this to life. And if you join this community, you will see, I mean, from the North Carolina State Highway Patrol, the badges, the belts, the hats, is all dang near spot on. And I mean, this is a video game, and so everything can't be perfect, but it's dang near spot on. And if you look here, the vehicles, we have just about every vehicle that you could imagine that in fact the North Carolina State Highway Patrol drives. For instance, we have the Tahoes, both the ghosted liveries as well as the normal liveries. And then of course, if you've been to North Carolina or you've born and raised in North Carolina like I am, you can't go without the OG Chargers here. And man, when I was a kid, I dreamed of being able to drive these one day, but I'm not gonna lie, I was afraid of being shot in real life, and so FiveM was my next best bet. And then, of course, you have the Durangos, which I've never seen in real life, but speaking with one of my best friends and also fraternity brother, he is actually a state trooper in North Carolina, and I mean, he looked at these cars and these uniforms, and he's helped us out along the way in getting all of this put together. And he was blown away. From someone who does this in real life, he was blown away at how detailed oriented these vehicles to uniforms and everything was. And one of the new vehicles that just hit the scene in North Carolina, actually, if you go to North Carolina State Highway Patrol's, I think either website, YouTube channel, I know for a fact it's on their Instagram, this Mustang here just hit the streets. And they did like a whole promotional video, and so it's really special to have this in our community. Now, I'm not gonna bore you guys too much with all the cars. While I don't think that's boring, and I'm sure you guys don't think that's boring, you always want to know what you're driving once you join a community. I will kind of fill you guys in on the rest of the community. So we will have realistic cities that are in North Carolina. We're gonna be beginning this phase of our journey with State of North Carolina Roleplay with the city of Clayton. Some of the guys on the admin team were very impressed with the way Clayton's liveries were, and of course our development team heard the vision, put it to life, and we're currently still working on those vehicles right now when it comes to liveries and uniforms, but all of that will be, for lack of better words, it will be spec. And then for the county-wise, we're going to be going with Orange County, which is literally where I am from in real life. Orange County, Alamance County, those two areas, but they're like neck and neck if you look at the county lines. It's actually funny because depending on where you live in the two counties, you could be either in Alamance County with a Orange County like backyard and have an Alamance County front yard. It's weird the way the jurisdictions kind of map out, but we're going with Orange County, and we're also working on those liveries as well as the uniforms. I believe Clayton Police is further along than Orange County, but if we find some folks who are wanting to, head these departments, we would definitely put, more fast track into those. But when it comes to the county and the city, we will be changing those cities, and we will be changing the county out periodically so that things stay fresh and, community members don't get bored with the same thing. But of course, the North Carolina State Patrol, North Carolina State Highway Patrol is going to stay the same because, that's the state unit. Now, going on to some other things. This community is going to try to be as realistic as possible, from, police chases to storylines to just about everything. We want to get back to the old style of FiveM when, things were more structured, when things felt more genuine. Like, playing FiveM back in the day was like, I look back and it's just so nostalgic, and I want to bring that back, but in a more professional setting as well as a more creative and fun setting. So we're not going to be like crazy butthurt if, something happens. It's a video game. We don't want to, make it to where we're like bullying people into doing something. We want people who are encouraged to create great RP. We want you here. Now, when it comes to civilian RP, we want you guys to feel as if this is the best city that you've ever been in. And right now, while we have been, truly building the first responder side of things, the civilian side of things are going to be extremely fun because you guys are what makes this community run. And so we have all types of things for folks who want to, I guess, break the law. If you want to create scenes for police, as well as create scenes for first responders, fire, EMS. We have fire scripts in so that you can, start fires, and the fire department will come out and, put out fires. We have in-depth EMS scripts for folks who, pass out because they don't eat. For those of you who are probably new to QB Core, if you don't eat, you die. And so there's cool in-depth scripts for EMS as well as fire. And then again, with the LEO side of things, if you want to create criminal RP, there's a ton of scripts within this community for you to do so. And we are always adding. We already have a huge list. If you guys don't know, it's not cheap running a community, but we have some amazing assets that we're going to be adding in as the community grows, as the civilian, community side of things grows. We'll start dishing out more money into that. But right now, what's in the city already? Oh my goodness! I'm a police at heart, but the scripts that are in here, I want to do them. So I might be doing some civilian RP here and there. But it doesn't just stop there. I also understand that, some folks don't care about criminal RP and they just want to, just come in the city, hang out, do their thing. And, some of those folks enjoy blue collar work. I love blue collar work. And so we have a ton of scripts in as well to make blue collar work just as interesting as criminal RP, just as interesting as law enforcement, just as interesting as first responder. We have an in-depth community for all facets of, our peers. But again, we are seeking realistic RP as best as possible, as well as this is a drama-free community. We don't want the drama here. We don't want negativity. We're not looking for that. This is a safe haven for folks to come in, have a good time, but also, again, create that realistic RP feel that we all possibly miss. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a long time. The way FiveM is slowly getting back to that, but for a while, FiveM took a hard turn and it just has not been that fun, which is honestly what leads me to this ending point here. Why I kind of stepped away from streaming, why I kind of stepped away from making content. FiveM is super toxic, and it's turned into a run and gun type of environment where folks just want to turn on their recording and hop into a city, shoot them up, get mad if the police come and talk to you, get mad if the scene doesn't go your way, and you just storm off, leave the community, then you're on to the next community, kind of bringing that same vibe. And I tried to grasp onto it because that's when you're making content, like you have to kind of stay up with the times, but it just wasn't me. And the views of like the realistic RP that, we were doing over in DVRP, I'll name drop. Huge fan of DVRP. Chad is an amazing person, amazing friend, amazing owner of his city. You know, and we talk, I mean, me and him would talk for hours just trying to figure out how to, you know, kind of keep realistic RP alive. And I don't know if it was because the color of our skin or what, but it just was not clicking. And honestly, I kind of take it to, I was looking back at my old videos and they were kind of bad. But shout out to the GGS family. You guys were watching and kind of staying tuned and, you know, supporting. But you just kind of falls further and further into the less recommended algorithm as opposed to the highly recommended algorithm. And it sucked because I'm like, okay, well, I don't kind of fit in with the shoot 'em up type of RP. Like, my RP style is super realistic. And so, and also, you know, from Chad's point of view, trying to keep his city alive, you know, you kind of have to adjust to the times. And Chad has done an amazing job, man. I can't say enough about him. I speak greatly about him publicly, and I speak greatly about him privately. And so, and anybody who knows me knows, I can't speak highly enough, and you guys will probably say I'm glazing, but, you know, Chad and Steve are truly two guys who, you know, kind of boosted my platform and got me to this point where I could be able to, you know, build my own city and, you know, bring my dreams to life when it comes to creating this community. And so if you're interested, we're currently in alpha mode today, this afternoon. If you're watching this video in the morning, or if you're watching this whenever, on February 7th, we will be launching the city in alpha mode. Right now, I am accepting applications. I will be the colonel of North Carolina Highway State Patrol. And so if you're interested, be sure to first fill out a whitelisted application within our Discord, link down below. And once you're in there, fill out a law enforcement application and state that you want to join the North Carolina State Highway Patrol. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be kind of strict when it comes to joining the Highway Patrol. So if you are incompetent, don't possess great RP skills, so on and so forth, I will unfortunately probably have to turn you down and push you in the direction of either county sheriff's office or Clayton Police Department, which is our city units currently, or either fire, EMS, either or. There's a ton of RP, so if you don't make a department, don't, you know, hold your head down. Just work on it, you know, and set goals for yourself. Don't just like, oh, I didn't make, like, back in the day, old FiveM, man, you would get turned down and you would have to reapply after 2 weeks or so, and then you would go through a 3-day, 4-day long 4-day long like train. It's probably not 3-4 days, but you would go through at least like a 2-day long training over at Fort Zancudo or LSIA. And yeah, times have changed. Now you can just jump into a city and just join. You spit out some 10 codes as if you know them and you just go for it. But yeah, that is what we're rocking with. I will be starting a live stream again, so hopefully you guys tune into that. And without further ado, man, as always, it feels so good to say this again. God loves you, so do I. Spread love, not hate. And boy, am I happy to be back.